G'day mate and welcome back to the Nice Aquilo, because today I was hoping to bring you a nice episode about not nice Aquilo, something a little bit warmer, something a little bit fresher, and more importantly, I was hoping to make a nice ship, a very, very nice ship to go hunt down nice amounts of promethium, awfully nicely, with some nice legendary railguns. But unfortunately, I have to come back to nice Aquilo because I have a not so nice problem we need to sort out. The not nice problem that we need to sort out is, well, it's right above me. It's the cryogenic science. It's a legendary cryogenic science that I may or may not have forgot to put productivity modules in. That has now been corrected, which is very, very nice. But the not nice thing is they're not running. They're not running, and not because of our nice amounts of lithium plate, because that's very easy for us. It's for our unnice amounts of legendary ice. I'm all out. So I need to solve this problem before we can go on to other nicer projects, like, you know, big, large, legendary promethium ships to go and hunt down promethium rocks, so we can do nice amounts of research productivity. I also need to talk through exactly what caused this nice little problem that I didn't want to deal with. So we had a legendary ice. Our legendary ice was being delivered by this ship. This ship was going and getting a legendary ice chunks. We were converting that to legendary ice cubes and also legendary calcite. Legendary calcite's obviously being dropped off at Vulcanus because we can turn legendary calcite into, well, molten copper from lava, which gives us normal quality molten copper because it's liquid and we can't really do anything with it, so we normally throw it out, and also gives us legendary stone. Legendary stone is very important for legendary bricks. Legendary bricks leads you to legendary concrete. Legendary concrete leads you to legendary refined concrete that leads you to different things like foundries, also EM plants, also of course the cryogenics, and of course can't forget the biolabs and legendary amounts of artillery, which are very nice. The not nice thing is I'm not producing enough. I do have a hole that we were throwing ice out previously. We're not throwing ice out anymore. And if we hover over this, I might have 4,000 legendary calcite and 2,000 legendary ice. Okay, so that's our problem. That's our small little dilemma that we need to sort out. We are dropping down the calcite to Vulcanus. Vulcanus is very, very happy with the amount of calcite it's getting. So possibly I could turn on the other machine. The problem is I don't have a lot of ice chunks down here to turn on the other machine for. I could definitely cap the calcite. In fact, the calcite is capped. And I could definitely uncap this guy, which we're going to do. And I could turn this on, and then we just need to really hope that Vulcanus doesn't run out of any calcite. If it does, we might need to come up with a different solution. Should also mention that recipe-wise, there's a giant speed difference between you two. Is there a closer speed difference between you two? No, not really. Recipe-wise... Oh. Okay, between one ship and the other. If we... Actually, let's bring up max rate calculator. If you consume 3.41 of the ice cubes, you're going to give us back 0.55 ice cubes. Ice asteroids. And you'll make 33 ice and also 22 calcite. If I look at the other ship, you do very, very close. You're doing 0.34 ice asteroids with a 2 return. What? Why does that have a higher return rate? You have a 20% chance. Oh, you have a 5% chance. That's right. So if I do the other recipe, we are going to get, we're going to get 55 ice compared to this one, which was doing 33 ice. Also, on this particular recipe, well, I'm just using two different machines on two different ships because they're going to be about the same comparison consumption rates. I have a much higher chance of getting that asteroid back, so I can process this again. So realistically, I'd like to use the standard ice crushing recipe to, get the ice, but I also need to make sure we have the calcite. So this ship has been dropping off its ice at Aquilo, and unfortunately it's all out. Now, the other ship that we were looking at, it makes nice particular science. It's a nice amount of legendary science, and if I hover over the hub, we can see we have 400,000 nice legendary science in here. But I'm running the bad recipe. And I'm throwing out the calcite when we travel over Vulcanus, but I'm not throwing out anything at Aquilo. So what I could do is I could definitely turn on the other machine, and I'm probably going to do that because we have a decent amount of ice here, and we're going to hope for the best and hope that I can maintain our calcite. But I have another nice little problem I need to deal with. Actually, ice. you are limited to 35,000. 35,000 is a very large amount of ice when you only consume about 10 per second. Even per minute, it's still 600. It's not vast amounts. But if we go look at Aquilo itself is requesting in 30,000 ice per hit. So if I only have 35,000 in here, then possibly I could throw out 30,000 and then only have 5,000 left to make more science, which could be a problem long term. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable the limit on there and let it put out all the ice it possibly can. Also, we're going to throw out all the calcite we can and put that in the hub. Next thing I'm going to do is, actually, no, you have a cap on you, don't you? 20,000, yep. So if we get to 20,000, and I'm probably going to lower that now because I need room in the hub to put in science. Once we get to that, obviously the machine on the right will stop working. The machine on the left, which just does the ice, will keep working. And I'm also going to... We have a signal. We have a signal already. It's already been set up as a backup. That if legendary ice equals 0, I'll get an alert on the map that'll just pop up down here and say, hey, I don't have any legendary ice, which means I definitely need to worry about that problem because it means I can't make any science. So we're going to have both ships go pick up legendary ice. I'm also going to have you unload here. Can I get a time past 1 second? Because you literally need to unload. You're not picking up anything here, so that should be nice and easy. Okay. Next thing I need to do is I need to, solve our cryogenic science because we have cryogenic science up here and it hasn't really improved. Like, I'm getting ice through to, like, the 5th machine, the 6th machine. Like, occasionally it does a little bit better. There's not a lot I can do because, the ice comes from up here, which is a byproduct of the rocket fuel. And the rocket fuel, even though I'm dumping it out into the belts and we're using that to heat the whole map, it's not enough. It's not enough. I'm not getting rid of it enough to make enough ice. So what I want to do is I want to come up with a new solution to our science problem. And the nice news is we spent a good time last episode designing out science, also designing out lithium processing, lithium creation, and also lithium plate processing, which I still fixed this in post and then forgot to save the game, where I put in that inserter so you actually input, and that inserter so you actually output. Yeah, that seems slightly important. This is not connected top to bottom, but it should be fine. All right. So what I want to do is I want to fix this problem. I want to fix this problem once and for all. I also want to make a whole lot of nice amounts of science. But before I get to that, I need to ask, could you be nice to me and can you let me borrow a like? I'd just like to borrow a like on this particularly nice episode. And hopefully we can come up with a nice solution to having a whole lot of science because I am making, science there and there. And there was a giant peak because I dropped off some legendary ice and then nothing. And the other one is up and down like a yo-yo. So I'd like to fix that nice little problem permanently. So first thing I want to do is I want to grab a rocket stellar. Can I grab a rocket stellar? Cool. Can I put you there? Cool. We're going to put a rocket stellar right there. I'm going to straighten out this belt. I'm going to grab one of these little buffers and I'm going to put this, without the underground, please. I'm going to put this here. Cool. Can I get a request chest right there? And we're going to be setting you to be the nice science, the nice cryogenic science, and not 200. Well, it's 200 items per slot, but I want to fill. Sorry, not that many slots. That many slots. I want to fill all 120 slots with that particular science. Cool. That's going to be the first thing I want to do. Second thing I want to do is I want to remove this little guy because I don't want him doing that anymore. And I have trash and request on. Cool. I want to pick up all the bits of science that are in all the inserters, and I want to come to here. Reset you to automatic requests. We're going to drag that around all your friends. Cool. And then drag that around all your friends as well. And whatever they had in them is going to get booted or launched. And then we're going to change this back to what it was and set it all back. So we can use these rocket cellars for something else. Something just as nice, or hopefully just as nice. And I also need to check inserters. No, you're not holding on to any. Okay. Please don't do that. You're not holding on to anything, you're not holding on to anything, you're not holding on to anything. And on the top side, you're not holding, you are holding. I'll have that, please. You're holding as well. And you're holding, and you're holding, and you're holding, and you're... Nope, you're not holding. Okay, that should clear out that. I did up here, set up this one. So this one's now doing lithium plate, and I may have forgotten to put in an inserter for rocket fuel. Can I put you here? Can I copy that inserter? Copy, please. Can I put that there? And can I just do... okay, can I remove that? And can I go in here? That should put rocket fuel on that belt, which should cause those rocket cellars to go. I know I'm going to leave that. Yeah, I'm going to leave that. And you are missing a steel chest for some reason or another. And they are legendary chests. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I did move lithium plate up here, but what I want to do whilst I'm up here is copy one of these guys, which has rocket fuel as well. Because I need to set up this rocket silo. First off, I need to make it warm, and then of course I need it to be able to launch this little science. Can I change you to legendary? Because I need you to go much faster. Okay, so we're going to heat up that rocket silo. This is going to be our dedicated launch platform for, well, our cryogenic science. You have a speed module. You're probably fast enough. And you're close. You're not close enough. You're one tile off that beacon. Can that beacon move one tile to the right? No, it can't. I guess you're going to be a little bit slower. It should be fine. All right, so this is the first nice thing I need to do. Second nice thing I need to do is, well, I want to have more science. Now, we know from last episode from setting up the lithium creation, all I need is the helium plate. Also, I need lithium brine. I need to have some ammonia to make, well, lithium. We had to drag the pipes down here. We made our own brand new source for the ammonia, and then that can be fed straight into a smelter. So in theory, if I had the pipe already here, which I do have, and I had normal helium plate, then I could just copy this whole thing and I could put it, say, here, and it would just work, you know, providing I plugged in the pipes. So we need to have this pipe go over one tile. Can I have you? Can I drag this down? Yep, there, and there. Can I move you over a tile? And can I plug that in? That should solve one piping problem. You're plugged into that. Can I plug you into this? And we're just going to leave all that for a moment. Okay, so that should plug in one pipe, providing you're not frozen. Of course you are. Can I unfreeze that? Okay, I need to have the second pipe, being this one, which we're going to put in right here. I'll need to drag heat across the back of it, and across around the front of it. And then I can drag this, hello? Oh, through the heat pipe. Go up a tile, can I copy that, paste that there, and then, well, right there. You would go there. Can I put a pipe in here? We need to have heat there. Can I have heat, I guess, there? Last time plugged in. Can I have heat there? And you're actually completely heated. So that should bring my fluid down here. And then all I need to do is, well, get this place nice and warm. Can I move you over tile? So I can run a heat pipe up there. And that's all plugged in, is it? That's plugged in at the bottom. Can I run that into there so you're a little bit close to heat? And you need to have, obviously coming in at the top, you need to have our helium plate. Helium plate, I've already taken the liberty of, well, dragging down to here. So you just need to go in at this point, which we can do there, there, and there. And then it should be a case of just 3 little belts. 3 little belts, 1 touch of heat, and we should have helium plate here, which means I should be able to make, not legendary, change the recipe to normal, and I should be able to make a whole pile of lithium. That's going the wrong way. Oh, with that going the correct way now, you should make us a whole pile of lithium. Okay, with us making, 261 lithium, I need to plug the lithium into this build down here, so I need to put that in there, and that in there. We need to have a little bit of heat there, and that can come then into our smelter. Our smelter is going to produce a whole lot of lithium plate, which is one of the ingredients I need to make science. The other one, of course, being ice. We had the problem with a nice amount of legendary ice that I just all consumed, and I didn't have proper mods in the machines. But I'm going to be fixing that this time, because we're going to be going over here and just copying and pasting our previous work. So can I copy from there to say, no, can I go from there to there? Apologize, the phone is not on silent. Thank you. And can I just take the whole thing and paste it right there, substation included? Cool. With that pasted in place, this needs a few things. It needs to have, well, not legendary. Can we go about for normal closed science? Yeah. And can I copy and paste it? It needs to have, well, lithium plate. We've sorted that out. Also needs to have fluoroketone cold and also hot. From last episode, where we had to bring those down for the legendary science, we should be able to just plug that one in where that substation happened to be, like so. Can I plug you into the heating grid and also apply a touch of heat there? And I'm going to need you to go there. Can I move that substation up a tile so I can run heat around there? And that should do the hot into the, well, still frozen build. Can I plug you Can I plug you? Hang on. Can I go up here? And then I should be able to plug this in from this side. And we should start getting some heat in this side as well. It'll take a moment to warm up, so to speak. But whilst it warms up, let's add some cold fluid. So cold fluid I happen to have up here. We can bring this down the same tile. That's not going to work. Come over a couple of tiles. Can I run that to there? Can I bring heat around the back? And then we should be able to bring this to right where the heat pipes are. Oh, can I put that there and bring that to here? That works for me. And there and there. Heat, this will have to obviously go around this way, this will have to go around this way, and that should be the cold fluid plugged in, the hot fluid plugged in, and then all we need is a bit of power, plus the 2 resources we need. One of them is, of course, the plate we have down here. Can I put heat here? That'll do. And we're going to take you to, say, no, back one tile. There. And then we can bring this up and up again. And then when we get here, can I use a frozen belt to represent the ice? Then we're going to bring it into there. Okay, so you're going to need a bit of heat there and a bit of belts there. Can I put a underground from here to here so we can add a bit of heat around the back? And that should bring my plate up to, well, my frozen belt. Can I bring you to there, and we're going to add heat. Well, but technically I don't want to actually heat any of it, not just yet. I want to leave that because I'm going to go find my ice. Now, my ice, we're making ice over here. We're making some amount of ice, and that's, well, going into these machines. It's being deleted. I need to grab that ice. But I need to also look at our options for making ice. Our options for making ice is, well, this is it. This is the only way we can make ice. Okay, so I need to make ice. But with ice, I'm also going to get ammonia. So I need to balance my ice to ammonia ratios. Ice, we're going to be consuming, well, some amount. 103 per second to make 103 science. I feel bad that it's 100. Can you go away? Can I copy? No, can I copy the one on the right? Can you go here? You can go there. Okay, can you go there? I need to have this go here. And you're 3 beacons in a row, which means I can't get heat around. That pipe's in the way. Can I move? Can you come down to here? And then can I run the pipe around the other way? And I can't hit that. Okay, can I put a dog leg in here? Sure, I can then heat that. Can I run this to here? And can I run this to here? It looks a little bit like a mess, but it's, to me it's important. Can I now check that calculation? That's 102 still. Can I put a beacon? Oh, I can put a beacon here, and I can put a beacon there, which could cause issues in the future. And can I do that again? Why do you keep saying 103? I've added, oh, because you don't have power. Close. Run again. 116, much better. Okay, can I put another beacon, say here? And I can't put one there. Okay, do you have to increase in speed by all? 117? Can I get one more? Just a little bit more. Okay, this pipe is causing me problems. Can I remove that pipe? Can I... So, I need a beacon there, I think. Okay, can I do this again? And now we're at 118. Oh, okay. Can I just put a beacon here at the end? Actually, can I do there and there? Yeah, let's go all out. Can I put heat to there? And you don't need heat, do you? You're gonna be the output, so no, you don't need heat. Okay, can I have this? 119. Oh my god. I just want to hit 120. It's not that hard. Can I put you... Sure, let's try there. 120.4. Fine, I'll take 120.4. Okay, so you need to have heat, which I can plug in there. I need this pipe to exist, which is pretty important. Actually, just give me a sec to unwind these pipes. Okay, pipes unwound, things flipped. We're now putting on the top. We're also flipped the pipes around, and that should be a solved problem. at least for the moment. Technically, if I plug that in there, everything's actually heated properly. So that's step number one. Obviously, get our lithium plate, get our pipes plugged in. Step two is, that's the problem. That is not a problem. We're going to run heat through there. Well, fine. I love not having problems. All right. Step two is I need ice. So we need to get ice out of this machine. Now, this machine is going to create ammonia and ice. I'm about to use all the ice to hopefully make a whole lot of science. I also am going to be using some of that ammonia. I'm going to use some of the ammonia to make, well, legendary lithium. I'm also going to make some normal lithium. And that's really it. We need to look at how we're going to get rid of ammonia long term, because you make 2.7k lithium for 275 ice. The new build, which is slightly longer, is 120 for 120. So I need to use 120 ice, which means it's a little bit less than half. So I'm going to produce, let's call it for round figures, I'm going to be using 103 ice, which probably means I'm going to make 1.03 thousand lithium, so 1,000 ammonia. So I need to work out how to get rid of that. So if we look at ammonia, there's a couple of ways to get rid of it. Obviously, making fusion power cells. Obviously, as we're already doing, making lithium. Also, fluoroketone, technically rocket fuel, and also solid fuel. My problem is I'm down here, and the oil's all the way up there. But I have taken the liberty of running this pipe which goes up here, and if I follow it, it pops into there. It branches off to the left, and it goes to this area, which is a ammonia consumer, producing lithium to make make all these things. Also makes the original science whenever it happens to have a little bit of ice. Also, it pops into this, being our fusion cell creation, which also uses the ammonia. So what I want to do is I want to remove this, which was producing the ammonia for this area and just destroying the ice. And instead, I'm going to use the new system that I've just put in that uses the ice for something more important, and this destroys the ammonia. But if I keep following this pipe all the way up, yes, it did get absolutely buried and absolutely tight up here. It also flows into this system, which is our hot fluoroketone. As you can see, I have a pump in here because this is very, very important to make sure the tank is full, to make sure this always has the ammonia it needs to produce all the hot fluoroketone we need. It's still also being fed from the other side, which I'm about to remove because, I don't need this anymore in theory, and I can remove that, I can remove that, I can remove that, and that little pipe there, and that feeds back into this system, which is technically deleting ammonia by, making a little bit of rocket fuel. The problem is it's probably not making enough rocket fuel, which means I need to look at a new answer. So we're going to plug this into here, and that should link those two systems together. You should run a whole heap and make a whole lot of ammonia, fill up the pipe, which should be glorious, but I also need to have the ice. So we're going to remove you two, and can I have stack inserters, please, in legendary, 2 of, and yes, you're going to need heat. Can I run heat to there? Actually, can I move you down a tile, I think? Yeah, can I put heat there? And can I have belts? We're going to bring the belt down, we're going to spin the belt around, and then we're going to head up to here, and then, apart from hitting that one little bit there, we're just going to drag around the top and get to, say, here. No, that's where the legendary helium is. Can I bring you down? And we're going to go here to here, let's say, and then I want to hit this tile, which is where the lithium plate is. So we're going to go down a little bit further till the roboport gets in my way. Yep, and then we can go across, and then from there I should be able to go down and goodbye roboport, and go from there to there. I need to have, we're going to go underground from there to there. So I need to heat this corner. I need to add you, 1 tile of the heating grid, 1 tile of the heating grid. Can you move up to there? And then I can add a tile to the heating grid. That is designed to go up. It is designed to go up. And then the last thing I need to do is heat this guy. With that done, that'll give me my ice and my lithium plate, which is going to come along here, run these guys flat out, and they should do 120 science per second, because I, in theory, have hopefully unlimited amounts of ice. And the buffer that we went made, the good news is the buffer's off by 1 tile. So we're going to pick up all of this. We're going to slide it up 1 tile and remove that. And we're going to run this into here. Can I move the beacon back down? Actually, can I move the beacon in? And no, I can't move the beacon in. Is there a workaround for that? No, there isn't. Okay. Beacon's going to have to go down here. Can I run heat to there, heat to there? That's all heated. I'd like to run heat around the back, and that'll give me a whole bunch of science. A whole bunch of science, going on a whole bunch of buffer boxes, and then in theory, I just need to move you up one tile. If I move you up one tile and put this in here, reheat everything. Thank you. That should put out my science. My science should go up here, should go on long-hand inserters, should go in the boxes. The boxes are still capped to 1 row. I think I'm going to recap them to 2 rows so we can get 2 launches off in quick succession. Just fill in all those, recap them to 2 each. And that was another legendary one launching. We're going to fill one side before we fill the other side, which is fine by me. And that should be everything we need. Did I see... Okay, it's normal science. Normal science, and you have normal science. Yep. So we've cleared out a legendary, and there is 24,000 in there. Okay, I might need a second rocket. Yep. Okay. We'll worry about a second rocket in a little bit. You're probably gonna have to go up here or something, just so I have enough room to put in. I don't have enough room to put in 2 of them, no matter what. Okay, later JD problem. All right. So. You should be making a whole bunch of science, except I'm out of ice. I'm out of ice because our ammonia pipe is filled up, which means I need to find some way to get rid of ammonia. So remember I said we're making rocket fuel, which is making solid fuel. That's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to come down here. I'm going to grab one of these. We're going to throw you down here, and we're going to make a whole bunch of solid fuel. Can I flip you around, and can I plug that in there? Cool. Now, you are going to consume 150 ammonia, but also 60 oil to make me 10 solid fuel. I would like to turn that solid fuel into, obviously, rocket fuel. Where are we? There. Because I already have 180% productivity on my rocket fuel from just research. But obviously, 180 is good. If I put in 4 of those, that's 280. That's even better. And if I put in 1 more, that's 300%. That maxes that out. You're now only consuming 1.25 solid fuel. You're making 10. But if I add 1 speed, at 7.5, 2 speeds, I'm at 13. I'm at 13. Also means that you would delete for me 687 ammonia. You'd also delete another 150. But I want to add a little bit more speed so we can, delete 20 solid fuel. And then I'm going to add a crap ton of productivity to this guy, mainly because I'm going to get more solid fuel out. It doesn't actually change the ratio of ammonia to oil, but it does mean I get more bonus solid fuel out. It also makes the machine run a whole lot slower, but I can overcome that with a little beacon. We're going to put a little beacon in here, just a little one. I'm even going to pull one of the modules out because now you make 87 solid fuel, and you consume 35 solid fuel. Sure, you also delete 1.2k worth of ammonia, and you do another 400 worth of ammonia. So what I want to do is I want to plug you into you, and I need a bit of pipe, which we're going to plug in here and here, and this should be our little combo. Of course, it's going to need heat. Can we just grab from here to say here, and can I run heat all the way through there? Also has another problem. You need water. You need 177 water. Can I have a chemical plant? Can I put you here? And can I get water out of you? Because you need to do the special recipe, doing the ice melting, very important recipe. And yeah, you're gonna have to stay there. And can I bring that up over the top and then just plug that very cleanly in there? Cool. With that done, and of course heat down. No, out one more tile. Something like that. Something like that. Probably actually out one more tile. Cool. Now I need to do is I need to get you ice. Also, should mention that you're going to make 200 water. I only need 200 water. You're also going to consume 10 ice. I'd really like not to consume any ice, so I'm going to put prob mods in there. You're now going to use 9 ice to make 300 water, which is, well over what I need. So we went from 10 ice for 200 water to 9 ice. Yeah, 9 ice for 321 water. We're making a whole lot more water and using a whole lot less ice. Yep, the way I like it. Okay, can I bring you down to here, and can I get a very, very fast inserter between the two of you? Because I need to move over 35 rocket fuel, 35 solid fuel per second. All right. Other thing I'm going to need is, that ammonia fluid. So can I bring this up, and can I go here, here, and there? Cool. Can you move over tile? Can I get a straight pipe in there? and that should give me access to the ammonia, which we're going to, well, start consuming after I get the ice problem solved, well, the water problem solved. So that's going to be come in here. You guys can consume, well, you can make your solid fuel. You can't do much because, well, you need water, which means I need to get ice down here. We're going to come all the way back up to the top, and what I need to do is I need to put in a splitter here. Yep, here. Can I bring this out there, and can I have an output probably left? And can I get a underground from there to there to here, here, and all the way down, and into there. Cool. Can I put an inserter here, and can I put you facing that way? You can have a touch of heat there. You can have just a little bit of heat here. You can be heated by, I guess, that heat pipe, and you can be heated by that heat pipe. You need a touch of heat there, and we're gonna have a priority because I need to, well, for me to make more ice, I need to delete more ammonia. So what I want to do is I want to bring all the ice down here, turn it into water, turn water into, well, water and solid fuel and oil into rocket fuel, and then, well, I need to get rid of the rocket fuel. So I can launch more rockets. I could launch up rocket fuel to throw it overboard on a space platform, or I could put down, well, a heating tower. Heating towers are great. They make heat, and well, we're on Aquilo, so we can deal with a lot of heat. But also, they come in different classes, like everything else with quality, where they have a constant usage of a potential fuel. It's something the heating tower is unique in, that it will just burn fuel for the sake of burning fuel. And a normal one burns up, well, 16 megawatts worth of fuel to produce 40 megawatts worth of heat. But a legendary one burns 40 megawatts worth of fuel, so considerably more, and produces 100 megawatts worth of heat. I would like one of these, but I'd like you in legendary, please. Can I pop you... Actually, I'm not sure where. Can I have an inserter, say, here? And then I need a belt between the two of them. Then can I have another inserter? I need to plug this into the heating grid because there's no guarantee it's always going to be warm. So I need to plug you in the heating grid so you can absorb heat out of here to make sure the inserter's warm. I also need to put a heat pipe there, so that extends the heating grid to the belt. And then I need to bring this heating grid down to here to make sure the inserter's warm so you can output, and then you can start burning things. With that done, you're going to start getting very hot. Our heating down here is 150 degrees and climbing because this guy is already up to 180. All right, with that done, can I bring my lovely rocket fuel out to here? Can I put in a belt here? Can I bring this? Actually, it's too far down. Can I put you... No, actually, we can go at the... actually, no. Can I bring you up? Can I bring you down after I bring you up? Yep. That way we can cross things a bit better. Can I put you there? And can I put you there? I can get heat into that, and nope, you're off by tile. Can you go left one tile? Beautiful. Can I do that? Okay, so I bring my rocket fuel to there. After I get my rocket fuel to there, I want to bring rocket fuel to, say, here. I want another heating tower. Let's go with about here. I need to plug you into the heating grid. I need to put a little bit of heat at the front so you can heat anything in front of you. I need an inserter, and the heat is currently 87, 90 degrees here. We're going to add this belt here, and you're going to very quickly get very warm. With that done, I'm going to bring this through to here. And then I'm going to, well, also throw a heating tower, say, here? Here. Can I run this belt up to there, and then take a hard left? Hard left, please. Left. Your other left. There we go. And can I get an inserter here? And we're going to, again, add a bit more heat. I want to make sure that the belt stays warm and doesn't freeze. I need to have you go over to... Nope, one more tile. One more tile. Here, please. And that. In that case, can I run heat through the heating tower and out to there to heat up that? And then can I put another heating tower over, say, here? And can I bring you down and then across the front? If I put a heating pipe next to the middle, that should heat those three. I can then throw another inserter in here. And if I go underground there to there, also underground that up, I should be able to bring heat around and plug that into that. Also plug into these, and I can come out of this heating tower and heat this guy to then do, well, 2 heating towers with heat pipes in the middle, inserters either side, and plug that in. And we're just going to start burning a whole lot of rocket fuel. with us burning a whole lot of rocket fuel, we should be making a whole lot of ice. Excellent. So that should solve my ice problem. But with that, I've introduced a new problem, and that is this system is tied to me consuming the ice. I have to consume the ice to make the ammonia. Also, well, I'm not producing ammonia very fast. This pipe is very, very empty. We are producing ice awfully quickly, enough to run science pretty much at full speed. 120? Yeah, that should be 120 coming in. Can I get a roboport so you stop flashing at me, please? There, you can go there. And you can get plugged in there. Cool. And no, how many more flashing down here? Okay. So we are producing science awfully quickly, and we are, well, slowly filling up the buffers to empty the buffers to send them off the rocket size so we can launch rockets and make science as fast as possible. But like I said, I have a situation that when we do research, at the moment we're actually doing a research that consumes this science, but let's say we needed to spend a bit more time doing scrap recycling productivity. You know, I still need to get 2 levels of this. This is 63 million, and then the one after that's 95 million. We're going to spend a little bit of time doing other researches, which means I'm not going to use this ice. So I need to make sure that I consume this ice no matter what. So you're producing, well, 120s coming out via the inserters. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to take my 120 and can I put you, actually, can I bring you back to here? And then can I put you here? I'd like to, well, make sure that we're sending it off to rocket fuel first. That's very important. And then sending off to science second. And then if you don't have anywhere else to go, I need to find you somewhere else to go. And the place you're going to be going is into a couple of these guys. These guys are good at getting rid of problems. My current problem is I potentially need to get rid of a whole bunch of ice. So we're going to put an inserter here and an inserter here. We're going to go from you to you, and I'm going to add a bit of heat there. Can I bring heat up this side? And can I bring heat down this side? And actually, if I turn that there, you'll get preheated, and I just need to put a single heat pipe in there, and you're good to go. Okay, so you can consume some ice for me, and if I just remove that for a second and then put it back, we can see that you can consume 40 ice. 40 ice, and then you're going to give me back 10 ice. 10 ice is going to go over here. You're going to consume 10 ice, give me back a quarter of that, which is 2.5. So you're not actually consuming 40. You're consuming like 37.5, which is probably not going to make my ammonia fast enough. The ammonia is almost empty, which is a bit of a problem. So what I want to do is I want to apply a little bit of speed here and a little bit of speed here to make sure I can consume a whole lot of ice a whole lot faster. If I turn that off and then turn it back on, I can now see that you're going to consume 240 ice. 240 ice, of which you're going to return 60 of it, which is going to go over here, which you're then going to destroy 3/4 of it, which then you're going to put 15 back, means I can potentially destroy 225 ice per second. That's a lot. That's an awful lot. That's hopefully enough to make sure we have enough ammonia. But I need to confirm that I always have enough ammonia. So what I need to do is I need to put a tank in. Actually, I don't need to do anything because this is all prioritized. So this should just run at all times. But you're going to be running the ice at all times, and if I have excess ice, you're just going to burn it, and then you're going to make excess ammonia, and the excess ammonia is going to turn it into rocket fuel that I'm literally going to burn for the sake of burning. Yes, I prefer not to burn it for the sake of burning it. So can I put a tank here? You should be heated, yeah. Can I link the tank to the substation to, well, actually, let's link it directly to the machine. You have 2.2k ammonia currently. So can I tell you to only run if the ammonia fluid is below, say, 5,000, okay? So if it's below 5,000, you'll get rid of some of that ice for me. Therefore, I should be able to get, you know, a little bit more ammonia to make sure all the items that are consuming ammonia can keep running. On top of that, I don't need you running if I have enough ice on the belt. So can I get a link that inserted to that power pole, to that power pole, to... Can you please be a legendary power pole? Excellent. Now I can reach that power pole, and I can reach that power pole, and I can reach... what do I want to turn off? I want to measure this belt. That's what I want to do. Can I go to that belt, and can I say, read the whole belt, please? And then we're going to pop back down here to this inserter, who says that there is 1,000 ice on the belt, 1,100. What I'm going to do is I'm going to only enable this inserter if we say have less than, well, ice is less than, I have 1,000 on the belt, so let's just go with 500. If I have less than 500 ice in the belt, then, well, you can keep making your solid fuel, you can keep making your rocket fuel, and we'll actually output the rocket fuel in the belt, and then send it along here and, well, burn it off. And that means that you should produce a whole lot of ammonia. You should back up on ammonia, which is then going to give me a shortage of ice any second now. Okay, we now have a shortage of ice. If I hover over this, we're down to 900, 800, so on and so forth. We hit 500, and then we make a whole lot of solid fuel, which should put more ice back on the belt, which should come down and run this, except if you don't have the full amount in the belt, you can run half speed. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to double up the size of the belt. I didn't have the ice on both sides of the belt. So can I put you there? Can I put you two here? That way I can run heat into you. And can I run ice out there? And then an underground from there to there. And I need this ice to come into this side of the belt. Can I do down? And then around like that? Can I get heat and all that? No. Oh, you can go back a tile, and now we can get heat and all that. Okay, can I run heat into here to have this instead of run, the underground run, that run, and now I can put ice on both sides of the belt, which needs to flow down first, and then once it's finished flowing down, it can then flow sideways, except you're maxed out ammonia. So I need to change this. We're going to remove the limit for the moment, so I can back up the whole belt worth of ice. You are just going to, well, burn off all the ammonia you can, which will potentially empty the tank, which is fine, because I need to count on this ice belt, because this says 1.1k, 1.4, 1.5, 2,000. Am I going to get more than 2,000 on there? No, because I'm now full on ammonia, so I can't actually burn ammonia fast enough. That's a little bit disappointing. Oh, because it stopped moving. We got all the way to the end. Okay, can I put you here? Can I copy this? Can I put this, no, with a underground that reaches out to here? Can I put you here? Can I replace that underground? Yep. Nope, I don't need that. And actually I do need that. I need you to slide one tile to the right. Cool. With that done, you should go there, and then I should be able to copy that. And I'm going to put you here. And then I'm going to put you here, and then I'm going to put you here, and you're going to go, let me see, up a tile, left a tile, underground a tile or two, and then pop out over here, come down and into there. Can I get heat out the side of you and into that? Into that. Can I get an underground? Actually, I can bring heat outside of this, up to there, and then can I put another one there? And another one there, and another one there, and you're going to be a different type of tricky. I'm going to leave you for later JD to work out if he needs to work it out. Right, so with that done, and we come back to the start, we now have 2,600 ice on the belt. So rather having a cap of 500, you're going to have a cap of 2,000. Therefore, I know that we have plenty of ice, and therefore, well, once you... So you're not running because we have more than 5,000 ammonia, and you're also not running because I have more than 2,000 ice, and it should now yo-yo between those two numbers. So if we run out of ammonia, these guys will turn on and get rid of some ice so we can make some more ammonia. If we have too much ammonia, which we're about to have, actually we're about to have too much ammonia, so you guys are going to be running, consuming some of that. If we have not enough ice, the rocket fuel will run, and then we'll get rid of some of the we'll get rid of some of the ammonia, so therefore I can make more ice. Yes, that's how that system is going to work. But with that done, this should bring us to the end of the nice episode, where I have no idea because we now have two builds running. How much should we be making here per minute? If you're running full speed, you should be making per minute 7,200, and you all look to be running. And can I get a flat belt here? Yes, okay, a flat belt there so I can actually read it. And the best news is we're only consuming per second please, I'm consuming 40 lithium plate. I'm making 240 here. So providing I can find more ice, which I'm pretty sure I can, providing I get rid of more ammonia, which I'm pretty sure I probably could, we could just take this build and duplicate it right below. And I'm pretty sure that you fit right about here. And there's a whole lot of heating towers that would really like to keep this place nice and warm for you. And then I could plug it into a separate one of these and plug it in here and produce twice the amount of science and send it off to the rockets. But like I said, you produce 7K. So if we look at production graph, over the last 10 minutes, we've been doing 13 down to 6 when we're experimenting, back up to 8, back up to 12 because we have both builds running. On top of that, the legendary is producing some science and well, from the looks of it, I need to work out how to get a second silo in here because there looks like there's a decent amount of ice now. Where are we? Ice. There is 0 in stock, but the belt definitely has some amount of ice in it, so I can definitely do something, which means, yeah, I need to go move a rocket silo. But with all that said and done, I'm going to be calling this episode here. It was a very nice episode. We got a whole lot done. If you're interested in the blueprints for, well, a full half belt worth of cryogenic science per second. Of course, that blueprint is available along with the 2 that we've used for the lithium plate now twice. And also I have a smaller blueprint for this that makes a little bit more sense because it's all tied together very, very nicely. But with all that said and done, I'm going to be calling this particular episode here. Thank you for joining me for a very, very nice episode. It wasn't quite as nice as I would have liked to be nice, but it was very nice nonetheless. And with all that said and nice, I'm going to say thank you for letting me borrow the very, very nice like, and I'll see you in the very next nice episode. All right, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow with another nice episode.